So students, today we'll discuss about the memory segmentation in 8086 microprocessor. So in 8086 microprocessor, the total memory that can be interfaced with 8086 microprocessor is equivalent to 1 MB. Because 8086 has 20 address lines, so accordingly the maximum memory that can be connected is 2 raised to power 20, which is equal to 1 MB. So if I consider the 20 address lines, the minimum address that can be sent is all 20 bits 000. So correspondingly, if it is written in hexadecimal, the minimum address becomes 5 hexadecimal digits of 0. And if I make the maximum address all 20 bits equal to 111, then the address becomes FFFFFH. So 5FH. So the minimum address for 1 MB memory is 00000H and the maximum address is FFFFFH. So as shown here in the figure, the minimum address is 0000H and the maximum address of the memory is FFFFH. Now in this memory, there are 1 MB memory locations. Now this entire memory, when it is accessed, then the concept of memory segmentation is utilized. Memory segmentation means the entire 1 MB memory of 8086 microprocessor is divided into 16 different segments, and here each segment is having a capacity of 64 KB. So 64 KB is equivalent to 65,536. That means each memory segment will have 65,536 memory locations. So likewise, as per the capacity of 64 KB, total 16 memory segments are available in 1 MB memory. If I consider the capacity of 64 KB, let us assume that the first segment or the first part, it starts from address 00000H. Then the last address of that particular segment is 0FFFFH. So this becomes your first segment. If I consider that the second segment, it begins from address 10,000H, then it ends at address 1FFFFH as per 64 KB capacity. So this becomes your second segment. Similarly, third segment starts from 20,000H, it will end at 2FFFFH. Fourth segment will start from 30,000H, then it will end at 3FFFFH. Likewise, if I consider the entire memory, the 16th segment, it will start from address F0000H, then it will end at FFFFFH. So this way, 16 segments are available in 8086 microprocessor memory. Now if I consider this memory, then in this, the addresses which are specified here, they have three different types. The first type is physical address, which is nothing but the actual address of any memory location. For example, if I consider a memory location somewhere located as 30502H, then this 30502H is the physical address of this particular memory location. This is a memory location which is lying somewhere in this particular memory segment which starts from 30,000H and it ends at 3FFFFH. In this particular segment, there is a location 30,502H. So 30,502 is the physical address of that particular memory location. There are two more terms which are available here to understand. One is base address and next is effective address. The base address is also called as segment address and effective address is also called as offset address. So we have three types of addresses available: physical address, base address and effective address. As I discussed, physical address is the actual address of particular memory location. Let us now discuss what is the base address. Now for any memory segment, the starting memory location of that segment is called as base address of that entire segment. So if my first segment begins from address 00000H, then this is the base address for the entire segment for all the locations that are lying within this segment. So 00000H is the base address for first segment. 10,000H is the starting address of second segment. So 10,000H becomes the base address of next segment. 20,000H is the starting address location of next segment. So 20,000H becomes the base address of that entire segment. So if any segment begins from address X, then X address is the base address of that entire memory segment. It is not necessary that whichever addresses I have assumed here, these are only the starting addresses of any memory segment. Memory segment can begin from any memory location provided its last digit is 0. So, starting memory location for any memory segment becomes the base address of that memory location, of that memory segment. Now, if I consider the next term, that is the effective address, then let us discuss it in this manner. For example, a particular segment which starts from 10,000H and 1FFH, I am considering this segment. If I consider its first location, that is this location, then it is 0 locations apart from the starting location. If I consider next location, then it is 1 location apart from the starting location. If I consider even further next location, then it is 2 locations apart from the starting location. If I consider the last location of this segment, then it is FFFF locations apart from the starting location. So for any particular location, the effective address is how many locations it is apart from the starting location, that decides the effective address of that particular location. For the next segment as well, the first location is 0 locations apart from the starting location. Next location is 1 locations apart from the starting location, and so on, as the last location is FFF locations apart. So if I consider the effective addresses, then for every segment the set of effective addresses are same, because every segment has 64 KB memory locations. So these effective addresses can be considered as 0000H to FFFFH. For every segment, the same set of effective addresses will be available for the entire memory segmentation. So for the first memory segment, the set of effective addresses are 00000 to FF. The second memory segment also has set of addresses as 00 to FF. Third memory segment also, and so on. Likewise, all the 16 memory segments has the same set of effective addresses. The concept of base address and effective address can be considered by a simple example of a colony. For example, we have a colony in which there are 5 rows of houses and 5 columns. That means I have 5 rows in a colony with the row addresses R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5. Each row has 5 houses. So likewise there are 5 columns C1, C2, C3, C4 and C5. Next row also has 5 houses, columns C1, C2, C3, C4, C5 and so on. So total 25 houses are available in this colony. Now if I consider individual row, each row has same 5 houses with the same column addresses C1 to C5. Next row also has same column addresses C1 to C5. So all the rows have similar column addresses C1, C2, C3, C4 and C5. So these column addresses, they resemble to the concept of effective address. Every row has the same column addresses. In a similar manner, every segment has the same effective addresses from 0000H 4 digits to FFFFFH. So every segment has the same set of effective addresses. But every row has a different row address. The first row is R1, second row is R2, third row is R3, fourth row is R4, and last row is R5. So if I talk about first house with the column address C1 has C1 column address and row address R1. If I talk about next C1 house in the next row, then its column address is same C1, but its row address is different, that is R2. So each row has a different row address. So row address can be considered as equivalent to the base address. So every memory segment has a different base address, although each segment has the same set of effective addresses, but every segment has a different base address. So row address can be considered as a base address and column address can be considered as effective address. Now if I want to search for this particular house, then I should directly go to row 3 and column 5. I need not have to search from the first house, then second, third, fourth, so on. I can directly access the particular house using row address as R3 and column address as C5. In the similar manner, if I want to access a particular memory location, I can straightaway use its base address to identify the segment and its effective address to identify the particular location. So, direct memory location access is possible. If I need to search for a particular memory location, I need not have to start from the first memory location of memory, that is from 00, and then moving up to the corresponding location. I can directly, if I need to access say 30502H location, then I can directly access the location using the particular base address, which will take me to the direct corresponding segment, and using the effective address I can directly access the corresponding location. So the memory access becomes faster and easier with the concept of this row column assembly. So memory segmentation makes this access of a memory location faster and easier. Now again, talking about the memory segmentation, out of these total 16 memory segments that are available in this particular memory, at one time user can make use of 4 memory segments. In particular program, user can make use of 4 memory segments, and these memory segments are code memory segment, then data memory segment, extra memory segment, and stack memory segment. The code memory segment is specially used to write a code or a program. Whenever user writes any program or a code, it is written in the code memory segment. Data memory segment is used to store general data. So if I have a large data, it is to be stored in the memory segment. Microprocessor registers are not sufficient to store the data. In that situation, I'll use the memory segment as a data memory segment for general data storage. If I have extra data, then it can be saved in the extra memory segment. Now, if I want to save the data in the format of last in first out data format, then it can be used in the stack memory segment. So stack memory segment saves the data again, but in the different format, that is last in first out data format, which can be discussed later during the instruction set. So likewise, we have four special memory segments which are used while writing a program. Code memory segment for storage of a code or a program, data memory segment for a general data storage, extra memory segment for extra data, and stack memory segment for data storage in the stack format or last in first out format. Now if I consider a particular memory segment, for example, this memory segment, it begins from address 10,000H and it ends at address 1FFFH. Now let us assume that this memory segment I am using as a code memory segment. So my code is present in the particular memory segment. Now 10,000 represents the base address of this memory segment. For these four memory segments which are defined here, code, data, extra and stack, corresponding to these four memory segments, there exist four segment registers in the microprocessor architecture. These four segment registers are CS, DS, ES and SS, corresponding to code memory segment, data memory segment, extra memory segment and stack memory segment respectively. So CS is the 16-bit segment register in microprocessor. It is available. The purpose of this segment register is to save the segment address. Now we know that CS segment register is 16-bit segment register, while the base address which is to be saved here is 20-bit base address. Now how to save this 20-bit base address into a 16-bit segment register? So to solve this, microprocessor saves the first 4 digits or first 16 MSBs of this base address into a corresponding segment register. So CS will be saved with the first 4 digits, that is 1000H, that is 16 MSBs of the given base address. In the similar manner, all other segment registers DS, ES and SS, they will save the base address of their corresponding memory segments, but the base address is of 20 bits, but the registers will save the base address of 16 MSBs only. Now, whenever the physical address is calculated, that time this base address of 16-bit from the segment register is taken. It is multiplied by 10 to make it a 20-bit base address, and then it is added with the offset address or effective address, and then using this formula a physical address is generated for a particular memory location. For example, if I need to access this particular memory location with the address 10,502, then the base address is taken from the corresponding segment register, which is 1000. It is multiplied by 10 and it is added with the effective address of that location, that is 0502. Then this becomes 10,000 H. It is added with the effective address to generate a corresponding physical address of that location, that is 10502H. This process is carried out in the summation unit of architecture, which we have discussed in the architecture video of 8086. So likewise, this process is carried out whenever any memory location is accessed. The base address is taken from the segment register. It is multiplied by 10. It is added with the effective address to generate a corresponding 20-bit physical address. Now, if it is the code memory segment, then its base address is saved in CS and effective address is saved in IP, that is instruction pointer. So for code memory segment, the registers that are used are CS and IP. For data memory segment, Normally, the base address is in TS and effective address is, it could be a direct access also using direct memory addressing mode, or it could be kept in any register, or in some string instructions it is particularly kept in SI register. For extra memory segment, the base address is kept in ES segment register and the effective address is kept in DI register. SI and DI are not mandatory, but SI and DI are compulsory in string instructions. For stack memory segment, the base address is kept in SS register and effective address is kept in stack pointer, that is SP register. The details of DS, ES, SS, SP, SI, DI, and for code memory segment it is CS for base address and instruction pointer for effective address. Details of all these registers can be discussed are already discussed in the architecture video, which can be seen. Although SI and DI are not compulsory for rest of the instructions for data memory segment and extra memory segment, but they are compulsory particularly for the string instructions. But the pair of SS and SP and CS and IP are fixed whenever core memory segment or stack memory segment is accessed. So these are all the details about memory segmentation and the related theory about the generation of addresses, generation of physical address. The next video describes the pin configuration of 8086 microprocessor in detail. Thank you.